Hey, my friends, good morning. Flamengo greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel in partnership with Antenados na Jogada. So, what's up? How's it going with you? Speak up, speak up. What's up, Antenado?
Hey, Antonado, how are you?
Hey, Antenado. Hello. Are you subscribed to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel yet? Come on, let's subscribe to the channels. It's going to be a collab here on the channel. Antenados na Jogada and Paparazzo Rubro Negro. And man, my friend David Sharp, man. A friendship that survives the arguments, the little fights. But man, that's partnership. When we like each other, that's how it is. The guy is my partner.
There's no beef, no fights, right? Yeah.
And we think very similarly about a lot of things, right? A lot of things. That's really important. Well, look, we had a Flamengo victory 3-1. For me, if they repeat performances like this, that'll be convincing because we had a really bad performance. In that match, the 3-0 against Real. And today, I already thought Flamengo played well in the first half. They didn't score in all. Good in the first half, except for Carrascal and Samuel Lino. In the second half, I thought the team did well. I liked Bruno Henrique and Plata coming in, and I was surprised by Plata since I wasn't counting on Gonzalo Plata anymore. I think that, in fact, we had Leonardo Jardim and Paquetá defending Plata. Paquetá even went a bit overboard, acting like Plata was an idol.
He really went overboard.
Way overboard. And then, like, we had a really good performance from Varela, which I think is really important to mention. For me, he's a great fullback and dribbles really well. Man, he tackles at the right time. He already did that against Barcola and did it again today, right? He saved us twice there, two important balls. Yeah, I really liked when Bruno Henrique came on. We were talking about that. We were talking on WhatsApp about it during the game. Yeah. Rossi goes without saying, right? Rossi goes without saying. I think it's normal, good, convincing performances. But I think the most important thing is the defensive sector, which did well again, and Varela, who really improves this team. So we're here with our sponsors, always in the pinned comment. And I want to go ahead and ask David Sharp, what is it that only he saw?
I disagree with you a little, Papa. Good morning, and thank you once again for the invitation. I think Flamengo's first half was pretty bad. I even mentioned it.
Flamengo didn't get any shots off. Flamengo didn't get any shots off.
I mean, they created very little.
Yeah, I mentioned Carrascal and
They created that header, right? The cross. I don't know if it was from Lino. I think it was for Varela's header.
Carrascal was the one who sent it over.
Missed two, and Carrasco was the one who sent it over. Exactly. That was it. It was very little, right? There were very few shots. I even think there were fewer shots than Santos. The Santos team is very weak. It's already weak with Neymar. Without Neymar, then it's 3 times weaker. It's 10 times weaker.
But the thing is, Flamengo doesn't have it, right? David Sharp, Flamengo doesn't have Varmeras, right? Doesn't have Varela. In their favor.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because, man, that's something. But I'll give you a spoiler here, guys. They had Valmeras, they had VAR in their favor in 2024 and 2025 in the last 2 years, and they lost both. Not even like that. They're not becoming champions.
But now they've made signings. Now they have a squad. That's the difference. That's it.
Now the team is a little better. He plays really well, right, Arias? Oh, my God, what a great goal.
But still, Palmeiras, right, wouldn't win the game without a little help from the referee. And Globo.
Globo whitewashing it. Daddy Globo whitewashing it. Unbelievable. Globo, man, unbelievable during the broadcast and on the show afterwards, huh? I was watching.
Not now. And Flamengo's disallowed goal, if they needed that goal there, also Flamengo's disallowed goal. It's the Santos player who touches the ball and plays him on side. Leo Ortiz doesn't touch the ball. And then after that, too, so many fans were complaining that it wasn't a penalty, huh?
It was definitely a penalty. I don't argue if it should have been cancelled since I had doubts and would like to watch it again. But the penalty was very clear. There was a pull. He grabbed Rascaeta. Rascaeta has already faked, has already dived for several penalties. We know that. But this one was a penalty, yes. Now, look at this here. See if you can show it. Look there. Look. Gustavo Gomez's arm up in the air.
Pushing, yeah.
Duarte went up for the header. And this arm from Gustavo Gomez.
Rogério Ceni, Rogério Ceni isn't the type to complain much about plays. He's not.
Yeah, that was, I call this a robbery, huh?
Robbery.
Robbery. I call this a robbery, if this isn't a foul. The guy went up for a header, and for God's sake.
It's a shame, David. It's a shame, man. Palmeiras game, their goalkeeper, Carlos Miguel, he already committed a penalty foul against the Mirassol player. Of the teams they face, every game against Grêmio, every game they play, Carlos Miguel fouls players from the other team. They don't even give him a card. Against Mirassol, they gave him a yellow card, but man, it's a shame. Palmeiras does whatever they want, man. Every game, Palmeiras is favored. How long is this going to keep happening? Is the CBF determined to make Palmeiras champions this year? What's happening?
Not just this year, right? Problem is. But they're not winning, and that's good. As far as I remember, I can't speak about what I don't recall. People just say it happened. There were several plays where Palmeiras was favored. I clearly remember against Fluminense, which is a game I watched, Fluminense was better than Palmeiras and deserved to win. They even ended up losing because of a ridiculous penalty, that was given to Palmeiras. The first goal this game today, absurd, a mistake, absurd, blatant, grotesque.
Last minute mistake.
Mistake, and Globo covering it up. That's what impresses me the most, even more. And man, Fluminense yesterday, they got it backwards, right? What wasn't a foul, they called a foul. Fluminense is fighting for the title. Fluminense is ahead of Flamengo in the standings. They have 20 points.
Flamengo can overtake them on goal difference and has one game in hand.
No, yes, they can tie in points because they have one game in hand. But right now, I even think Flamengo will tie because they have a game against Mirassol in hand, right? Currently, Fluminense is leading and competing for the title. You can't deny it. Even with several players out yesterday, Fluminense was set to win the game. Papa lost 2 points because they disallowed a goal that had nothing to do with the play, and it was a great goal by Serna, by the way. And the guy, Castillo, he was being held there. Look, he was being held. The Curitiba defender was right there. Look, holding him back so he couldn't reach the ball, just watching and grabbing him, the kind of tussle in the box where the defender only targets the body. So when he was grabbed, he did the following. He pushed the defender who was grabbing him. I mean, that pushing and shoving had nothing to do with the play. So it wasn't a foul. If anything, it should have been a penalty since the defender fouled Castillo before the goal, which was then disallowed. And today, this shame, this VAR shame, right? As I like to say, total shame. Oh, so yeah, cara. Then they reversed it. How is that possible? Palmeiras gained 2 points, Fluminense lost 2, and now Palmeiras leads by 5.
O Palmeiras have 5 points. Yeah, but Palmeiras is now 5 points ahead of the second, third, and fourth place teams, which is Flamengo, the fourth place team that can still reach them with 20 points, which is Flamengo. Yeah, them.
I'm not even talking about Flamengo. I'm not talking specifically about Fluminense here. No.
But that's how the championship goes.
Flamengo is like this. Pay attention, damn it. Fluminense could have, if that goal had been allowed, could have won. And what would they have? 22 points, right? Palmeiras would have 23, right? If I hadn't won, it would be 23-22. And it's always like this. The modus operandi is always like this.
Man, it's unbelievable. Daronco disallowed that Flamengo goal too. Let's try, right? Let's see, right? Because who knows, right? Flamengo might not have been able to turn the game around. That moment there, disallowing an equalizing goal is really serious, man. It was a game where you're losing at home. The fans are getting irritated. It's just that Flamengo quickly found more goals, but they could have screwed Flamengo over, and Flamengo would have been like 8 points behind Palmeiras, right? Winning the postponed game, being 8 points behind Palmeiras, Flamengo would hardly be able to catch up to Palmeiras. The situation is really dangerous now.
Extremely dangerous.
They could lose contact and won't catch up anymore. So like, oh, it's just the beginning of the championship. Calm down. Soon the first half will be over.
Around the 10th round.
And then the guys do this and say, oh man, the goal should have been disallowed. This is a scandal, man. And Palmeiras' goal today is a scandal. It's a scandal. And it's not whining. It's not scandalous. It's really Palmeiras. It's a disgrace. A disgrace, David. Let's just stick to the agenda here. That's what we have. I don't know. It's going to be a surprise for me. I mentioned it in last night's video, but I want to react together with you, Il Haron. Let's check it out here.
Today you returned to Maracanã to play before a crowd where you're a popular idol and had great success. Could you describe more specifically how that felt?
No, this isn't the first or second time I've felt the fans' affection. Today my family and I were very happy that I won the title. It's very gratifying. So, the affection, the respect, the love I have for them is the same. They've always treated me really well. There were some moments there that had maybe some criticism, but that's part of soccer. But still, if you weren't avoiding the glasses, there was some criticism. They treated my family and me very well, so I'm grateful. Today I represent another side now, but I always have affection and respect for you.
Then we also had Robinho Jr. speaking
about Flamengo's possible interest. Did anything come up, Robinho?
Didn't they say he was coming to Flamengo?
They said news broke about Flamengo's interest in you, man.
I can't say anything about that. The one who knows about these things is my agent and the people who handle it. There's an agency handling it, right? But up to now, thank you.
Okay, Robinho.
Thanks. So it's David Sharp. We had Aron there, right? Reminding us a bit of the Flamengo days. I used to say he used to give me a hard time, right? But it's all good and everything. Yeah, I want to have the memory I have of Aron is very good. I like Aron. And there are some moments of his, like I remember him with Rogério Ceni, him playing as a center back, right? He played well, even as center back. Do you have good memories of Aron?
Yeah, I do. It's impossible not to, right? Aron was an integral part, an undisputed starter on that 2019 team, which was the best team I've ever seen in Brazilian football. This century, for sure. In fact, I think it was the best team I've ever seen in my life here in Brazil, because I started following football in 98, and I don't think I've seen any team like that. Corinthians from that time, 98, 99 was good. Palmeiras was also good. Cruzeiro in 2003 was good. And Santos in 2010 with Robinho, Neymar, and Ganso was also very good. But this 2019 Flamengo team may have been the best of them, given how they played and dominated opponents. And Aron was a starter, right? He was an undisputed starter alongside Gerson, Everton, Ribeiro, Arrascaeta, Bruno Henrique, and Gabigol. No one can deny that. He's struggling now.
Aron, he's not doing well, Aron. Look, I'm going to share my screen here now, because I just got it here, man. Let's go, Flamengo. Share the screen. I just received it here that in the on TNT Sports, people are posting here. Look at Rogério Cena's statement, my friend. Look at this. I saw it. So we're going to listen to it here, okay? I'll play it here for us to listen. Let's go.
Let's go. It's small, but it gives just enough space for the goal to happen. We'll make these adjustments during the week. They already know because they're already so familiar with the system we work with. Defensively, they already know. But I can't take away the individual merit, especially from Elias, who makes the play, controls it, passes, does a 1-2, and receives a lofted ball. And the second credit has to go entirely to VAR. The two responsible are VAR, the refereeing, and Elias. For the first goal, the second goes to the refereeing, and the first goal is Elias's. That's what Palmeiras did better than us today. If I tell you exactly.
So David made it clear that the first goal was Elias's and the second goal was VAR's. There was a VAR review. Incredible, right? I agree. Then on the other side over there, the method continues, okay? Abel keeps using the same pressure tactic, but they say they don't do that. And it's a shame, man. It's just another disgrace.
I don't understand the 8 minutes. I don't get it. If we keep adding 8 minutes each game, after 10 games, it's like playing an extra match. Didn't anyone notice that? Didn't anyone notice the 8 minutes? Why? I don't get it.
All the games are getting 8. For Flamengo, they gave 12. I can't listen anymore. I can't even listen to this guy anymore, David. You know why? This is a method. He's doing this to pressure the referees every game, every single game, okay?
What's the best defense? It's a good offense.
Exactly. Okay, just to let everyone know here, it's Palmeiras again. It's absurd, right, man? Zico, 508 goals, right? The top scorer of Flamengo. Data, 253. Enrique, 214. Pirillo, 209. Romario, 204. Sixth, Pedro, Gabigol with 161. Pedro will surpass, right? He's still at Flamengo, 161 goals. Congratulations, Pedro, for reaching this milestone. There's no way we can talk about Flamengo football without mentioning it. You know, I like to talk about everything, right? We'll get back to talking about VR, about Rogério Ceni, but look, Dorival Jr. is out of Corinthians. Denise is arriving. Hey, David, this Corinthians press conference should be interesting. Do you want to go to a Corinthians game?
Yeah, he's going to be surprised. He always is when he sees me, right? When I show up at a press conference like that, when he's not expecting it. At the Vasco one, he was like that, man. It looked like he had used some kind of drug. It was impressive. People were like, wow, Denise is spaced out. Because he was laughing in a really, really crazy way when he saw me, like really awkward. I have nothing against him, and I believe he feels the same. I don't think it'll be Denise. Yeah, I believe so. Also, like, I don't have his contact, right? His agent, what's it called? His advisor never wanted to give me his advisor's contact. From what his advisor says, he has something against me, but I don't believe he does. I think it's mainly the advisor holding a grudge. But I don't think it's Denise, no. I think it might be, maybe it won't be Tight, because I think Tight just left Cruzeiro. Maybe he doesn't want to work right away. And Tight's not doing well either, right? Technically, he's not doing that well emotionally or physically, I think. So maybe it's not him. Could it be Voivoda, who worked with Marcelo Paes? That's the strongest name there. I don't know if it would be Diniz. That would be crazy, right? Taking out Dorival and putting in Diniz, that would be crazy.
That would be total madness. Dorival is really good. Look.
About the game, I think we totally dominated both the first and the second half. Palmeiras scored the goal. The only play Palmeiras created in the first half was the play that led to the goal. And then you have to appreciate the players' individual quality and the finishing, right? A beautiful goal. And in the second half, I think it keeps the same pace as the first. Just like the first half, it's a shame the game was decided by VAR. Rodolfo Toschi, he should be coming here to give an interview. This guy should give an interview. And Lucas, both of them should come give an interview today. And Palmeiras has nothing to do with this, okay? Just to make that clear.
Today's refereeing is a shame.
Here in today's game, and VAR especially is a shame. David is pushed while jumping. Gustavo Gomez had him in a bear hug. But we also have a gentleman here. Yeah, English, a lot of things. Yeah, so shameful performance by VAR and the refereeing in general during the game. For me, it was terrible, far below expectations. The play was obvious. Yeah. And he decides the game regarding how we played. Damn, if my team always plays like this, I'll always be very happy with the players. There's only praise to give, right? Yeah, one adjustment here, another in marking, that's fine. Palmeiras makes things tough in the final third since they defend so well, right? But in terms of the football played, I have no complaints about my players.
Well, that's it. Once again, complaining about the refereeing, there's that too, okay? Yeah, look at this. The referee came here and robbed us in our own home. David Duarte, Bahia's Outrage, robbed that home, right? And man, playing for everyone to see, yet we don't see Globo Esporte or anyone talking about it, right? It's impressive.
It's the opposite, right? They're covering it up.
It's impressive, man. Impressive. I'm impressed because how can it be, right, that people think all of this is normal? And Rogério Ceni, a real gentleman, right, talking like that, and everything and what. But on the other side, there's Abel Ferreira talking about the 8 minutes, right? And it's a tactic. Do you agree it's a tactic too?
Totally. It's always attack being the best defense for the press conferences, right? Not for football, because for football, it's that horrible football of theirs about packs, about God knows what. But in the press conferences, didn't you see? His own assistant is worse than him. João Martins worse than him.
Worse. He's the systems man, right?
He is. There in the Vasco Palmeiras match, when Vasco turned it around, he talked about, what was it, the potato field.
Potatoes. Yeah, that was absurd. That was absurd, man. We also had the guy, Leonardo Jardim. I want to highlight this with you, Leonardo Jardim. Talking about Ayrton Lucas, he defended, I already said yesterday, he defended Gonzalo Plata and Ayrton Lucas. Let's go.
You have to manage everyone, and I don't want to let anyone fall by the wayside because we're going to need everyone. Even today, one of the players who was at his best, who played his best game, was Ayrton. I congratulate him. I'm one of the first to encourage him. But today he played a more positive game, more in line with what he can deliver. And that's why we want to bring the group together, because the options have to be there. In soccer, from one day to the next, there's an injury, there's a suspension, there's a player who has to stop, and we need to have others ready to play. That's why, because of the responsibility of playing in all the competitions, there will always be some small changes. As I've already said in your statement, the B team plays today, the A team plays tomorrow. No, there will always be player management, and for sure in the next game some more players will change because the team needs to rotate. But it's so everyone understands that they are useful and can be important during the season.
This thing about Team A and Team B.
What's there for them?
After the win over Botafogo at Engenho.
But so what do you think? Ayrton today was, I think...
He's right to defend his player and boost confidence. The coach is good. Ancelotti is a master at this, right? To give confidence, to boost his players' morale. But I think Ayrton Lucas is a very weak fullback. Very weak.
Let's hear what he says about Plata so you can comment too.
Plata's situation was just what I already told you. At first, he wasn't fully integrated. Then he went to the national team, managed to play 2 good games, came back, and now he's working with the group, getting more and more integrated. He's a player I count on because he's a quality player. He's a player with intensity, and he often suits the more intense game we want. He's an extremely interesting player, but he has to follow the same guidelines as everyone else, and that's what we're doing, even if this time it was for a different reason, right? Bruno is coming in, and he's also a player who has that potential to be important in the future. Important. Wow, Plata's situation was just what you thought.
I even said this in my post-game on Antenato's social media. Plata came in well and played as a winger, as he should.
Exactly. And another thing, Felipe used to play Bruno Henrique as a striker.
Jardim also played Bruno Henrique as a winger.
So the guys...
No, as a center forward. After Luis Araujo and Plato came in, Bruno Henrique moved to center forward. He first came in as a second striker with Pedro, and when Pedro left, he moved to center forward.
But still, he was decent. His best moment came while he was still a winger.
He comes in, yeah, but man, Bruno Henrique is a star, man, a star. Bruno Henrique as a second striker and as a left winger, he's a star. Even now, after returning from Pubalgia, you see him take just 3 strides and he's already in the box. His stride is impressive.
He's much better than Lino.
Lino, with all due respect, there's no comparison. Lino could become the left wing back, could become something like that, actually. He could even change positions. With Ayrton Lucas, it would be better because Ayrton Lucas is a better winger than Lino, and Lino is better defensively than Ayrton. Lucas, what do you think of this idea?
I agree.
It would be a good idea.
And look, I like this comment here from Leonardo Jardim. It really reminds me of Jorge Jesus's comments about having to play against everything and everyone. We often discussed how Jorge Jesus's teams, really the teams, not just him, would score 3 or 4 goals even if one was disallowed, so at least one would count for Flamengo. I remember when Flamengo and Grêmio needed 4 goals for just one to count.
The situation with Leo Ortiz with the disallowed goal after all that, you know what I was worried about? I made sure to say, we didn't do this, let's score 2 more. We have to turn the game around because I can't let a referee's decision affect the player's mindset, and I have to get the players to do it. That's what I emphasize at halftime. Guys, second half, they're going to break down and we're going to keep pushing and make changes to the team. We'll bring in players who will speed up the game and they won't be able to handle it. And if we needed to score 1 or 2 more, we would have done it today, but it wasn't necessary. For 3 years, the guys slowed down, but today, if we needed it, the guys had the energy. With Bruno, who came in with Plata, with the guys, with Araujo, all these guys who came in with Paquetá, us, if we needed to score 1 more goal, we would have done it.
What does he mean by Malta, huh?
Malta means guys or group in Portugal.
Ah, guys, all right, that's it, David Sharp. So if you stayed with us until the end, here in this video, in this premiere, you'll be redirected to the next video. So just stick around, keep watching. You just have to click there to continue.